What's up, Semper Fit? My name is Arden, and I am the Human Performance Coach here on Camp Pendleton. And today we are going to be talking about breakfast. And I have three awesome different breakfast recipes for you guys. All require very little to no cooking, which is my kind of game. So we have been all kind of knocked off of our routine recently. Our schedules have all changed. We've been stuck at home a little bit more often. And with that, having a morning routine can kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Maybe reduce some anxiety, reduce some stress. And for many of us, that morning routine includes breakfast. So we're going to talk about a few different options that we can do to encourage those healthy breakfast options, maybe for yourself, maybe for your spouse or your family, because we do have some kid-friendly breakfast options as well, something that would be a little bit more interesting for them to try or help you make. So our first one is going to be microwaved eggs with avocado toast. So if you guys have nuked your eggs before, please let me know about how that experience went. But it is something that I do all the time. I don't know if it's laziness or just being brilliant, but it's so easy, and I'll chat with you guys about how to do that. So I use a mug because I only use 2 eggs. If you guys use more than 2 eggs, you'll probably have to move to a bowl. But the first thing we're going to start out with is having some oil of some type. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and I eyeball it because I've become pretty good at eyeballing this. But we're going to put it in our mug, and we're going to spread it around just to make sure that it is evenly spread throughout the mug. And I know paper towels are hard to come find right now, but for the purpose of time, I'm just going to go ahead and use paper towel, spread it around the mug to make sure it's all nice and oiled up, and then we can go ahead and put our eggs in here. So I'm doing 2 eggs. If you guys want less, that's fine. If you want to do an egg yolk with more egg whites, that's totally fine. Whatever works well for you. I'm sticking with 2 today. So I have 2 eggs here, and of course we're not just going to put them in the microwave like this. We need to salt and pepper them a little bit. Let me wash my hands really quickly. I don't mess around with washing my hands anymore, like I'm assuming many of you guys are on the same page. So make sure they're all nice and washed. And if you guys have any really easy breakfast recipes, please share them with me, because I'm always happy to learn more, and then maybe someone watching this will get your recipe and find it as something they want to try as well. So we have our pepper, maybe just half a teaspoon, and then our salt. If you're sodium sensitive, you don't have to add salt. I'm gonna add a little bit here, and then we're gonna take a fork and mix it up here. So just make sure the salt and pepper are evenly distributed throughout the mug, and then once all the egg yolk is broken up and it looks like it's pretty well mixed, we're going to put it in the microwave for just 30 seconds. That is it. So let's go ahead and put it in here. And while we're waiting for that, I'll go ahead and put our bread in the toaster. This is a great opportunity to encourage your family to eat whole grains. And ideally, half of our intake, our grain intake, should be whole. So if the first ingredient in the ingredients list doesn't have the word whole in it, oh no, oops, then we want to search for something that does have, my bread's being stubborn. There we go, perfect. The first ingredient on that ingredient list should have the word whole in it to make sure it is a whole grain. Okay. So after those quick 30 seconds, we're just going to take it out, take that same fork, we're going to stir it up again. It looks about half cooked right now, so it's going to need probably just another 30 seconds, and then we'll be good to go. I made this as a trial about 30 minutes ago. I made my husband try it because he's my guinea pig for everything, and he hasn't died yet, so all is well. All right, another 30 seconds. and this is a great opportunity for us to cut our avocado. So, avocado toast. If you are living in Southern California, then this is something that we must have at some point. And to cut our avocado, it's really easy. We just cut around the pit in the middle. It's rather large. And then that, my friends, is a beautiful avocado. So once we've cut it in half, we are going to take some type of cloth and put that avocado in our hand and use a smaller knife, a paring knife, just to slice it into little skinny slices here. This is a nice one, guys. I picked a winner. Has anyone else found it nearly impossible to pick produce at the grocery store because you don't want to touch everything? I am the worst kind of person. And when I go to the grocery store, I need to touch every single produce to find the absolute most perfect fruit or vegetable, whatever I'm searching for at that time. And guys, this is what the eggs look like when they're done. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that is what they look like. And we're just gonna mix it up. So we're going to take another fork, or I guess we could use a spoon. We're gonna break it up a little bit here. But avocado toast, Southern California specialty, something that we should at least try once while we are in Southern California, and it is delicious. You can do anything with avocado toast. It does not have to include egg. You can put spinach on it, cucumber. It's a great way to sneak in some other vegetables, like Heather was talking about over the past 2 weeks. Anything can be an opportunity for you to sneak in vegetables, so just keep your eye out for those opportunities. Perfect. And then with the avocado, super easy. Just take our spoon and we scoop out those beautiful slices that I just prepared there. So breakfast, it is an important meal of the day. All meals are very important, and I highly encourage that we are eating continuously throughout the day. But a lot of people are like, oh, it breaks the fast. Of course it does. It jumpstarts our metabolism. Throwing avocado over here. And our metabolism is always working. If it was not working, we would not be alive. So it doesn't jumpstart our metabolism. It just tells our body if we eat as soon as possible first thing in the morning, we are providing our body energy first thing. It tells our body, cool, we're receiving energy, therefore we can expend more energy. We can be more efficient humans throughout the whole day. So a little fun fact about breakfast. But we have our toast. This side's a little rough. Ignore it. Also, I don't know, maybe you guys prefer the burnt toast, but this is a beautiful side. We're gonna put our avocado on here and we're gonna spread it all out. Make sure, slapping on that avo. That was ridiculous. I can't believe I just said that. And then we're gonna put on our eggs here. And they look delicious. They're cooked perfectly through. They don't look dry at all. It literally took a minute to prepare the eggs. So very, very easy, very quick breakfast. And right here, we have all macronutrients represented. We have some very, very healthy fats with our avocado. We have our fat and protein with our eggs, and we have our carbs with our grain. Everything is represented here. We're giving our body everything it needs first thing in the morning. So it is a great way to start the day. I like toppings. I'm gonna add a little bit of condiments. If you guys haven't tried everything bagel seasoning, it's awesome. Highly recommend it. So I'm gonna top off with some everything bagel seasoning. It's delicious. And then hot sauce. I'm a huge hot sauce fan. If I'm not sweating, it's not hot enough. So I'm a big hot sauce person. And then here we go. Here's our avocado toast. Looks pretty delicious. Just like that, friends. It's still steaming. Whew, that's good stuff. All right. So guys, super easy. And you have a fruit, protein, and grain represented just like that first thing in the morning. It's 3 food groups right off the bat, all macronutrients. So the next thing that we're gonna do them both at the same time because they they have similar ingredients in them, and you have so much, I guess, so many options that you can do. You can completely make this your own. And what I'm talking about are yogurt parfaits and then overnight oats. So if you have some awesome recipes for overnight oats or yogurt parfaits, please let us know what you've done before. I'm pretty plain Jane. I like to keep it simple and just add in a bunch of different fruits or almond butter, peanut butter, chia seeds, honey, whatever it may be. But if you guys have something that's amazing, please share it with us. So what we have, we'll start with our overnight oats. Very easy. Something that we do need to have with those oats is actual oats. So there are a bunch of different ways that you could do this. You can use instant oats, you can use rolled oats like I'm doing today, or you can use steel cut oats. All that changes is the texture. Nothing else changes. So it's really up to you on what you like. They're all whole grain, they're all the same grain. It's just the texture. But for the purpose of today, we're gonna stick with just these old bad boys right here, old-fashioned oats. And we're gonna start out by just putting a heaping half cup into our bowl here. And if you guys have a mason jar that's big enough, then by all means, it makes mixing it a little bit easier. I just washed my cups. So some beautiful whole grains to start out our morning. And then the next thing that we're gonna do, I like to add yogurt. If you are not a yogurt person, that is completely fine. If you're not a dairy person, that's completely fine. You can always do coconut yogurt, oat yogurt. There are so many different alternatives that you can do here. I'm gonna do some Greek yogurt. It is a phenomenal source of protein. Ooh, I'm a little wily. And I'm gonna do about a 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt here. And I am not about plain Greek yogurt. I have to add a lot into plain Greek yogurt in order to be able to eat it, just because the sour cream taste is just too overbearing for me. So for today, I'm going to use vanilla Greek yogurt. It does have a little bit more added sugar, but that's completely fine for me. So if you're looking for a less sugar option, I guess you could say, plain Greek yogurt is going to be wonderful. You can just dress it up with banana, stevia, honey, a more natural type of sugar. All right, and then the last thing that I like to add, or I guess second to last thing, some type of milk source or liquid source. If you want to do water, you can. It's going to take a little bit of the creaminess away, but you can do something like an oat milk, or you can do an almond milk. Regular milk is completely fine. Whatever works well for you. I did it with oat milk the other day, and it was so rich. The texture was incredibly creamy, and it came out almost like a mousse. So absolutely delicious. Highly recommend. For today, I'm going to do some just regular almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, playing it pretty old school today. And we are going to do 2/3 of a cup. So I'm just going to knock this out here. Here we go. Awesome. And then if you want to add chia seeds, you can. I'm a huge fan of chia seeds. It is a complete protein. It's one of the few plant-based items that is a complete protein, meaning it has all of our essential amino acids that our body cannot make. We're looking for, I usually aim for about a tablespoon, so you can measure it out. I eyeball it. But it's also a very healthy fat source. So this is our base. We're just going to mix it up here. Very easy. Yogurt, some type of milk, oats, and chia seeds. And it is a little bit liquidy right now, and that's completely fine. The oats will soak up a lot of that moisture. And then I made so many of these as trials, so I'll show you what they all look like. Oh, it's really good. And they taste delicious. I've eaten a lot of these as well. Okay, so I saw a very interesting recipe. It was a mocha overnight oats, and we're gonna try it out. It is delicious. All it requires from this base is an extra tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder and a tablespoon of some type of coffee substance. I'm going to use decaf instant coffee, but if you have espresso powder, that's something you can use as well. This does make it extremely bitter. So because of this, we have to add some type of sweetener, or else you're just going to be feeling like you're gnawing on a wet cocoa powder. So there we go. I got a tablespoon there. You could do something like stevia, you could do honey, you could do maple syrup. I am 100% going to do maple syrup because the Canadian in me cannot turn that away. But really easy, just a tablespoon of cocoa powder and a tablespoon of instant coffee or espresso. And then we're going to mix it all up here. Easy, easy, easy. We can also, if you're not about having that extra sweetener, you can always just mash a banana and mix it in there as well. Bananas are such a cheap means of produce, and it is very sweet. So if you get a very ripe banana, that'd be perfect as well. All right, here we go. Delicious. All right, so I'm still gonna add my maple syrup because I love maple syrup. And just about a tablespoon, not going too crazy here. I'll cut back. Stuff runs through my veins. Perfect. And if you wanted more, you can add whatever you want to this. If you want an extra source of protein, you could possibly swap out the cocoa and add some chocolate protein powder if you wanted instead. You can add almond butter or peanut butter. You can add so much more here. You could add more chia seeds if you wanted a stronger protein source. There's a lot of different things that you can do. The great thing about oats is that it is a whole grain, and with whole grains, Heather talked about this a few weeks ago, but you get more fiber and more protein with the whole part of the grain, which is really nice. So we're gonna mix that up. Whenever it is ready, it takes about 4 hours for the oats to properly soak up the liquid. It doesn't have to be overnight. If you want to make it, you know, as a snack, that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to go ahead and find a lid for this bad boy and put them in the fridge, and I'll show you guys what the final product would look like. So the final product looks a little something like this. And I did put some almond butter on the top, but after it is done, I scooped both the mocha and the just the regular vanilla into this, and there's some bananas in the middle here and almond butter on the top. But it is scrumptious, and look at that. That is a awesome texture. Amazing, delicious. Looks good, eh? Awesome. Okay, so, all right. And if you guys have something else that you usually add into your overnight oats, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. You could add berries. Frozen berries are my go-to right now just because most berries are out of season. But if you get them frozen, they're always going to be cheaper. So awesome go-to as well. And then the last one, a yogurt parfait. Awesome, awesome source of macronutrients, and you can mix it up. Anything can go in here. It's just as versatile as overnight oats. So get your yogurt of choice. My husband is gross, and he can eat plain Greek yogurt right out of our little canister here. And I'm not like that. I cannot do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and spoon in my vanilla because it's delicious. But ideally, if you can measure out, I think the serving size for this specific brand is 2/3 of a cup, which is 14 grams of protein. That's still amazing. So you can measure out 2/3 of a cup, and from there spoon it into whatever you're going to have your parfait in. I'm going to wing it for the time being, just for the purpose of saving time. Here we go. Awesome. And then this is completely up to you. This is where you get the chance to do whatever you want. If you want to buy granola, perfectly fine. If you want to put in a whole wheat cereal, that's awesome. I did buy granola, but usually, because granola's on the more expensive side, I usually just put in a regular whole wheat cereal. So that's what I'm gonna do. I even buy the off-brand cereal to save more money. But delicious. This is like a Special K type cereal. And I'll put in about like a 1/3 cup of that. There we go. Awesome, making a mess. And then I'll probably put in another spoonful of yogurt, or maybe I'll add some chia seeds. The thing is, it's basically whatever you're feeling. It's a great way to meal prep if that's what we're trying to do this for. It's a great way for your kids to make their own breakfast, because you know, if they're gonna make it, they're gonna be more likely to eat it. It's that self-efficacy that they get to build doing this. Like I said, huge advocate of frozen fruit, so definitely gonna put some of this in there. Go all over me too. There we go. Some frozen berries. These are very cheap at Walmart, by the way. A little bit of frozen berries. There we go. You can put some peanut butter in there. I have these almond slices that I'm going to put in here just for a healthy fat source and a little extra kick of protein. There we go. And then you can top it off with a banana. I have mango chunks here too. Guys, you can do anything you want with this. So I'll put maybe 1 more scoop of yogurt, 2 more scoops of yogurt. And then I even have kiwi here if you guys want to just put some fresh fruit in there. And then I'll probably top it off with a little bit of chia seeds. Getting this all over my hands. This means you're a good cook. There we go. Awesome. But you can do anything with this. I've made so many different versions already. This version looks a little bit rough, but we have this one that I topped off with bananas. That looks delicious. This is with actual granola, so if you're wanting to spend a little extra money, our frozen fruit does really well when it's mixed with the yogurt. When frozen fruit is thawed, it creates almost a fruit syrup, and it meshes a little bit better with the yogurt. And these are the ones that we've already created. So this is an overnight oats. I have some peanut butter here. Again, the mocha oats, the regular oats, frozen fruit. And then here we have almond butter, our regular overnight oats, our mocha overnight oats, and then those bananas. So guys, you can do whatever you want with this. It is so easy to meal prep. It's basically on you. If you don't like something, that's completely fine. Come up with your own recipe. This gives you complete freedom to start the day, you know, with the right foot forward, have breakfast, begin your morning routine, and it kind of sets you up for a successful rest of the day.